Well, welcome again to another edition of whatever this is. Um, Continue to share with you guys, turning the old coronavirus shelter in place, locked in, almost like you're in prison type of thing, into something positive. I was thinking last night about sharing more with you about how I have been living. Um, I spent pretty much 2 months living on my own, away from your traditional society. I've been in my trailer. I've been in the desert. I've been in the mountains. I've been in the forest. I've been all kinds of places. Spent a lot of time on my own, and have worked through some things on how to handle things and how to not lose my mind. And so I kind of wanted to share with you guys what that looks like, and how that goes. First of all, I wanted to let you know to not treat, I mean, today's Wednesday, right? So you already had a weekend. To not treat the weekdays like the weekend. It might seem like it's the same thing because you're working from home or you're not working at all. And so you're at home, and so you're kind of like, it's like an extended weekend. It's like spring break when I was a kid. It's like summer vacation, so I'm gonna sleep in. I would encourage you not to do that. It's too easy to fall into that, and then before you know it, you actually become kind of depressed because you're just sleeping in all the time. You're kind of just laying there, not doing much. And so I would encourage you to look at this and not treat it like the weekend. One of the things that I would say to do is just to, like I told you guys in another video, get up. Just wake up, get out of your bed, make your bed. It feels good, and then just start moving. And then you're like, well, then what? Now what do I do? Well, what you need to do is create a running list of all these things that you want to do, little projects, things that you've been meaning to get to, people you've been meaning to call, catch up on, things like that. A long running list, and I have one, and I find that I'm crossing things off every day. Like I'm crossing off two, but then I'm adding three, just because things come to my mind. And so it's like I said, it's a running list. Create one of those and start working through that running list, and that becomes part of your routine. That becomes part of what you're doing at home, while you are sheltered in place. Um, the other thing I wanted to ask you is this question: was how many times have you said, "I wish I didn't have work. I wish I didn't have to go to work"? You have it. You have that opportunity now. If you're maybe you got laid off, or maybe you're just not working right now, or even if you're working from home. I mean, it's probably a little less hours than it was before, and it's not like how it looks or how you thought it would look, because the beaches are now closed, and you can't just go cruise around the stores. You're not encouraged to go shopping, and even like for me, like if I had the time and I was in an area where I would or could, I'd love to go to REI, but even they're closed. But you don't have work right now, and so what are you gonna do? Um, I would encourage you to take advantage of this time. And one of the things that, aside from creating that running list of things to do, is why don't you go ahead and why don't you make a separate running list of things that you want to do for yourself, things that you want to learn, things that you want to get better at. I don't know who said it. I've just heard it many times. They say it takes 10,000 hours to become an expert or a professional at something. Um, you have plenty of time right now. You start building up some of those 10,000 hours, and so for me, like one of the things that I've added to what I want to learn is, I have my guitar with me. I played guitar a little bit when I was like 12, 13, 14, and then it pretty much stopped. I want to get better at that, and so that's on my list. And so for you, you can put things on your list like maybe it's learn a new instrument. You can learn maybe a second language. I mean, we have the internet. The internet's not shut down, so you have so many resources to learn a lot of new things. Um, Another thing you could try to learn, and I've been trying to practice this. It's a learning practice curve. Is mindfulness has been really good, helping me just to kind of take myself out of the moment and just be like, you know what, I'm gonna feel what's around me in a positive way. I think one of the other things too that would be kind of cool is start contacting your family members, and learn about the history of your family. And not only learn about it, but write it down so that way you could pass it on to whoever. And you have the time. You have the time. So I would encourage you to do that. I have a list here of some other things that I wrote down. I thought would be kind of cool. Oh, one of the things that I'm working on is learning to tie different knots, which I think is going to be kind of fun. Being in the outdoors industry, I know a few, but I certainly don't know a whole lot. They say if you don't know how to tie knots, tie lots. So if that's been you your whole life, learn how to tie a proper knot. And those resources are online. There's plenty of them. Um, Public speaking terrifies most people. I've done a lot of public speaking in my life. It used to terrify me, and I used to always have to like constantly look down at my notes, and I would be like looking down at my notes and also trying to talk to the audience. Something you could do is set up a tripod, set up a camera, and give a mock speech or a mock conference or whatever you were gonna do, and watch how many times you look down at your notes, and try to eliminate that, and watch how many times you say the word or and I realized I just did that, and try and perfect that. Work on it, and you can do this by yourself. I used to do this all the time. Put yourself in a room and kind of just have whatever you were going to say in front of you, but learn to just not rely on it. You know, kind of just learn to look forward and look at your audience. You can perfect that skill, then when you go back to work, your boss is going to be like, oh my gosh, like, who the heck are you? And who knows where that leads you to be. I mean, like, that's huge. If a company realizes you can public speak, that's pretty amazing. And then one last idea I had for you and I to work on that I think would be totally cool if we could just pull this off, is if we could learn how to moonwalk. Like, I don't know how. Like, I've tried. I've watched so many videos. If we can get that down, man, that would be so sweet. Anyways, that's my encouragement for you today. It's just some stuff that I've learned from just being kind of isolated and being on my own for a while. Hopefully that helps. And looking forward to catching up to you guys. I'm probably going to shoot these maybe every 2 or 3 days. Every day is kind of a lot, I realize. So every 2 or 3 days, like I said, today's Wednesday. I'll probably get to you guys back before the weekend starts. I really, really hope you guys have a great day. And feel free to reach out if you need anything, if you want someone to talk to. I'm here. All right? So take it easy, guys. Hope you have a wonderful day. Catch you on Friday.